Hello, twin flames, and welcome to the Spiritual View. I'm Jennifer Halliburton with the Awakened Gen Tarot, and I'm going to be doing your reading today. All right, so before we get started, I want to take 3 deep breaths together and do the invocation to call on the spirit team. So if you'll close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths with me, breathe in, that's 1, breathe in, that's 2, breathe in, that's 3. I now call in my angels, archangels, ascended masters, my higher self, and guardian angels to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it. All right, so today we are going to be starting with pulling a card from the Angel Number Oracle. We'll pull one card from that to get us some guidance from the angel numbers. It could be a number that you've been seeing already or a number that you're going to start seeing that's going to be your confirmation that this reading is for you. All right, so that is where we're going to start. So I'll just go ahead and shuffle these. And I set the intention that all the messages out will be for our highest good. And I set the intention that any of the messages that you need to hear will come out in this reading today. I set the intention that I'll be given very clear messages, be given all the right words, phrases, and anything needed in order to communicate the message as clearly as possible so that it can be received as it was intended. All right. So let's see what number wants to speak to us this one. All right. Who's our angel number this week? We have 1313, starting fresh. So we have a fresh start, huh? Encouragement, goals, foundations, creative ventures, communication. Step out of your comfort zone. You are about to create something meaningful. All your skills and talents will bring you auspicious profits. Build up your confidence and trust your decisions. So I just got reminded about the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that's coming on 4/20. It's coming this week. And I saw that as a time for breakthroughs. And so, I mean, like one thing is just unexpected changes are coming. And with that fresh start energy, I mean, that feels really positive. We're looking into the twin flame connection. So fresh starts. I also, with it was 1313. So ones are about new beginnings and threes, they are connected to communication. So communication was mentioned in that card as well. All right, so we're going to look at the Twin Flame Oracle, and we're going to pull 3 cards from it just to see what the energy for the feminine, the energy for the masculine, and the energy for the connection. All right, so feminine, masculine, connection. All right, so for the feminine, right now we have manifestation. You have the power to bring your desires to fruition. Manifestation. So you are working on your manifestations. Dear one, you are so powerful. You are here as a co-creator of your reality, here to create and live your dream. You really do have that power. However, due to outside influence, limiting beliefs imposed on you by the world and other blocks, you may inadvertently have created something that does not work for you or make you happy. I'm going to stop right here and say that the message that I did for my personal channel on Saturday actually connects to this very well, talking about how you're manifesting out of your vibration, whether you know that or not. So your limiting beliefs are really what are impacting what is your actual vibration. And so I will link that up here if that's something that you want to look into deeper because it does. I expand on it way deeper. Look around you at your situation. It is an expression of your past manifestation, no matter how unconscious this has been. You manifest when you consistently focus your emotions and thoughts on something. Many people manifest unhappiness through believing it to be expected. Do your best to expect the best. Focus on what you desire. Feel into a positive outcome and clear out old and outworn negativity and realism given to you by the world. If you're not happy with what's going on around you right now, you can change it for the future. For best results, guard your mind and make sure that you only take in what serves you and your positive desires for the future. Make a vision board, write out your desires, and focus on your dream come true as if it were already here. Remember not to focus on the absence of your dream, but to get into the experience of having it already. We're rooting for you the whole way. So I've really been thinking about manifestation a lot, in that bigger sense of like, the unconscious manifestation that we are constantly doing, because that's not something that you can actually control. You can work on, your healing. You can, and that's what helps to raise your vibration, but you're manifesting out of what your vibration is. And so I like that it's reminding you not to just dwell when you're dwelling on what your problems are. Like you're putting so much focus and energy into it that you're sending out this message to the universe, that's important to you. And what's important to you, you're kind of wanting more of, right? And so we want to spend more time focused on what is working right for us. And that's kind of sending the cues. And it's like, it's programming, you know, the algorithm. It's programming the algorithm to like, so how do algorithms work? And it's based off of how are you interacting with what's showing up for you in the algorithm. So if something shows up for you and you instantly, nope, that's gone, then you've told the algorithm that has no meaning to me. I don't have any interest in that whatsoever. So please stop bringing that into my awareness. And then eventually you won't see that stuff anymore. But then there is something that you spend a lot of time with, like, oh, it made you laugh. And so, like, you're going to, like, I've hit all the buttons, I'm commenting, I'm sharing it, I want everybody to see it. You've told the algorithm, you really, really like this. You really like this content. And at the same time, you may have some content show up on your algorithm that is very triggering to you, and you're like, oh, I can't believe they said that. And so now that you're sending this to everybody, you're hitting all the buttons again, you're spending all this energy again on something that triggered you, that made you feel really bad, because you did all the things you told the algorithm, because the algorithm isn't about emotion. It's not about, it doesn't have that kind of reasoning that it's looking at. It's looking at how did you actually interact with what it presented to you. And you gave it the same attention that you gave to something that you really cared about. So it's going to give you more of that. And so you're going to get more of the triggering. And so it's like the more that you're in, but if you go back to that same, I'm not interested in this, I don't want this to be part of my experience. So when this triggering thing shows up, if you could just let that thing, nope, that's a trap. When you can see, nope, if that shows up for me, and you can, I mean, and I think a lot of us do get to where we're training our algorithms on social media, that we know, look, I don't need to be watching this. Like, have you ever stopped yourself from watching a video because you know that if you continue to watch that video, you're going to start seeing more of that on your page? This is the same thing in reality, is that you've got to stop yourself in that same way. The minute that you're, oh, wait, I'm doing that thing again. I am dwelling on that thing again. I'm focused on the lack. I'm focused on what's not happening. You've got to do that. Like, my own manifestation story just from just this weekend. I was going into the weekend feeling kind of down because I didn't have any appointments scheduled. I was like, well, what am I going to do this weekend? And when I noticed I had that thought of like, oh, that thought, I stopped myself right there and I'm like, mm-mm. The least effective form of manifestation is hope. And because like I was like, I hope I get a point. That's where I was at. I hope The least effective form of manifestation is hope. The most effective form is knowing. So I stopped myself right there when I even heard myself say, I hope you will. Why wouldn't you? Like that's the mindset. You've just got to, you will. Why wouldn't you? Like this is already yours. And if it doesn't, there's a good reason for that. And we're not going to dwell on that. So like you've got to catch yourself in that moment. And then by the end of the day, I was fully booked. So like I spent just a little bit of energy stressed. And then it was wasted by the time, I really released it, it was gone. And I don't know why we do this to ourselves. And I know I'm not the only one. So that's why I speak on it. But, that's really, if you can think about life like the social media algorithm and start training your algorithm to start only showing things into your awareness that you actually want to see. That's what you're having to do. That's the whole art of manifestation. Okay. So that is what the feminine is working on. She's working on her manifestations, but I think that like she's been manifesting subconsciously. Okay. For the masculine, we have energy clearing. Cleansing your system to open to positivity. Dear one, please do not worry. What you're experiencing has to do with energy. You may have picked up on negativity from somewhere, or it is surfacing on your own being due to the ascension process. The good news is, all you need to do is clear the energy to feel better and open up your situation again. Remember, negativity and emotion and heavy emotions are just energy. You can clear them. Energy work is always intention based, and you do not need to pay attention and you do not need to pay a lot of money to go to a professional healer or practitioner. As a soul of light, you can use your own connection to the divine to uplift and cleanse your energy. However, you might find it beneficial to learn techniques to harness your abilities. One quick way to cleanse some of the congestion and negativity you're experiencing is to visualize a shower of light raining down on you and washing away what feels heavy or bad. Grounding yourself is also helpful. Visualize growing roots of light from your feet into the center of the planet to stabilize you. However, some recurring cycles or repeating patterns may need more work as you are dealing with the soul lessons. You will quickly notice if you are feeling uplifted by simple techniques or whether your system requires more. For best results, you may need to clear negative attachments or to remove more deeply ingrained programming from your chakra system and aura. In addition, many people wonder why the divine cannot simply clear the energy for them or uplift them. The reason is that you yourself chose on the soul level to learn about human patterning. Therefore, you entered into a free will agreement for your life, which means that your guidance team can help you, but their permission to interfere with your system has been limited. Therefore, it is highly beneficial to look into any deeper issues into your system, what they may be trying to tell you, and to learn energy healing and clearing techniques for your journey. Another indication for this card is that you can change your twin flame connection and your life for the better with energy work. When you cleanse and elevate your energy, you shift into alignment and what you attract into your life. Even if you stay within the same relationship or job, the dynamic and your experience will be uplifted, as within, so without. And so, I mean, this is also, I feel, coming back to that subconscious manifestation that you're doing, because as you are being conscious enough to clear your system, making sure that you're getting those heavy emotions out. And like, what was the name of this book? Is it The Four Agreements? The Four Agreements of Love? Um, Hold on. Thought is trying to leave me. The energy clearing, the heavy emotions. Okay, so I think it was that book that was describing kind of like how this whole negative energy works. And so, like, you're going along, just think about just as a baby. The baby comes into the world innocence. There's no heavy emotions on that baby other than, if we look at epigenetics, we can get really deep through all of that stuff, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about just in general, the baby comes out with no awareness of like how hard life really is. They don't understand anger. They don't understand, fear, all of those things, right? They are just, enwrapped in love, in the mother's womb. And they come out into this world and they have to start having these, harsh experiences that they've never had before. And so, they're going about their business and they do something, and now then like their energy is bumping into someone else's energy in a negative way. So maybe they didn't mean to, they were playing with a ball and the ball hit, someone else. And that that person, because of where they were at that moment when that ball hit them, the manifestation that came out of them was whatever their vibration was. Their vibration was not in a good place that day. And so the ball hits them, they come out with anger and they shower this child now with, all this anger because the ball has hit them. The child has not ever experienced anger. I don't know what to do with this energy. So now I have absorbed, and the child is absorbed the anger. And so now then the child has this energy that it does not know what to do with, because we're all talking about energy out of all of this. And so here it's like walking around, I don't like the way this feels. I've got this anger now. I've never had this on me. And so now I have to do something with it. So now what is the child going to do with it? The child's going to throw a fit. And now I'm expressing that energy in some kind of way because I've got to get this energy out. And so that fit is now going to impact more people. And so that's how like we're transferring that energy. And so if we are if we're making sure that we're clearing the energy in healthy ways, because we've just showed ways of clearing energy that is unhealthy. So how can we clear that? Just like there's ways, just like, you know, screaming into a pillow is a way to discharge energy. The punching the pillows, those are ways of discharging energy. Moving your body, that's ways to discharge energy. Yelling, vocalizing, any type of like, that's ways to get energy to move. But once you get the like, you actually have to, understand what you're processing out. Like, you're not covering up the emotion, you're processing out. And so in this, like, one, when the ball hit this person should have been able to comprehend that there was not any intention of harm by the child, and to be able to, like, shake off the, energy that had hit them, and to be able to transmute it into a teaching moment for the child, to be able to, hey, when you're, throwing the ball and there are people around, you've got to be more careful because you could hurt somebody if you hit them in the wrong way. So it could have been transmuted into a positive energy, but because of the vibration of where that person was, the manifestation that they brought out was based off of where they were at. All right, so now then, so that's where the masculine is at, is just working on that energy clearing. There's another thing that's coming to me about it. It's the, what comes out of you is what is in you. So like when you're bumped, I don't know if we'd call this a joke or just an example, but when you bump into someone with a cup of coffee, what's going to spill out of the cup? Coffee. Why? Because that's what was in the cup. So when you bump up into someone who is full of the vibration of anger, what's going to come out of them when you bump up into them? You're going to get anger. When you bump into someone who is in the vibration of love, what are you going to get out of them? You're going to get compassion and love, understanding, acceptance. So that's what's coming, is like they're working on what's coming. They're working on the inside. They're working on that, what is coming out, so that when they're getting squeezed, when they're getting in these moments, the the right thing is coming out of them. Okay. And for the connection, we have divine timing, co-creating your journey. So, I mean, this is just coming back to trusting the process. You have the power to make your desires happen. When you receive this card, your guidance team is eager to show you that things are never out of your hands. You are a co-creator of your journey. The truth about divine timing is different from what most people believe. It doesn't mean when the divine decides it's time, it intervenes. It means when the energies are a match, when your personal frequency is a match to what you've asked for. The wonderful thing is, divine timing is never out of your hands. If you desire love and reunion, what can you do to be in that energy state now? If you desire a miracle, how can you be in that state of knowing it can and will happen? Focus on uplifting your feelings and energy to reach up into a match with your desires. Cleanse out your fear and doubt from your system. This is how to make divine timing happen. You have the power. So, I mean, this is just saying that you've got to remember that you have to be in alignment in your vibrations before you can even manifest in this, reunion too. And so I do think that it looks like the masculine is working on aligning to their vibration. It looks like they're like that clearing out thing. That's, to me, that's very positive, and going to be helpful. And then for the feminine, if she can just be mindful to catch those negative thoughts, to catch it like in that moment, like the example that I gave, just in that moment when you see that you're going down that path, understand that if I keep going down that path, that's what I'm telling the algorithm to keep showing me more of. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start pulling. I'm going to use the Mermaid Tarot. All right, so let's see what is going on. Action. Okay. So bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands and the Empress. I think that this is interesting because this was from last week's reading in the potential outcome. And the way that I felt it, and I still feel it the same way, is that like the struggles just get to the point that that's what causes the feminine to really stand into her power and say, no, not in my kingdom. We have Justice. So it's a time to make a decision, to make things right. The Page of Wands is about to follow the joys, to have that childlike inspiration again, to see the world with the eyes of the child again, like to follow just what feels good. The Page of Swords, so that's 2-page energy. So that does tell me that I feel like there is a message coming because Page is messenger energy. So the Page of Swords, that is about, I mean, I feel like that's the message. That's the message coming in. And then this is the Judgment card. It's a decision. A decision has been made. Again, Justice and Judgment already. This is a divine decision. This is a decision that has been determined by God. So we've got one decision here this is the decision that gets made personally. This is your personal choices that you're making. And this is what has been determined by God. But what I'm seeing is Like the decision, no matter what, whether you decide it or whether God moves it, is we're getting this Empress out of this energy here. She cannot continue to carry all of these heavy burdens and continue to struggle and to, just hold on to just everybody else's problems. All right, so the first line is the masculine. We have death. So that is a transformation has been happening. This is sitting in the past, so it's already happened. The Lovers. So there's a decision again. Do you see how many times that one word has continued to come out? Decision. And the Queen of Cups, a decision to follow their heart. Okay. What is the opportunity for the masculine? Page of Cups. This is an apology. This is about, this is an offer of love, but the apology that I'm feeling here is like, I'm sorry that I didn't believe. I'm sorry I didn't believe that it was really possible. I'm sorry I didn't believe that that was actually possible. Like, it's not like a sorry about like, this is just, I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think it was possible. Okay, for the feminine, we have Temperance. So that is Archangel Michael, but that's also just, I've been patient. I've been patient. And I've just been working on trying to bring balance into my life. I've just like moderation, not too much restricting, not too much, just not too much. Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles is a new opportunity. And that's where we're at in the present. And I'm going to talk again about that reading that I did for my personal channel, because this week we have the Jupiter Uranus conjunction, and that was what that whole reading was about, was just kind of how that energy was going to impact us. And it was a new opportunity was coming in for that, which I feel like that's connected to our finances. It's like a career opportunity. I feel that connection here. So I feel like that there's something here that we've got two different storylines happening. So I feel like that the feminine is just literally just working on herself. She's not focused on, like she's letting the masculine go through whatever processes he needs to go through. We have the Ten of Cups. So that's where the feminine is headed, towards emotional fulfillment. So this opportunity is really can bring a lot of happiness. And this is, I'm just connecting it a lot to that reading too. Even though I used a completely different deck, it's so cool. This is what that opportunity was providing. And I felt like that the opportunity, it wasn't just going to provide financial security. It was going to provide like emotional fulfillment. It was going to, for the family. This was connected with the family, though. I felt like it brought the family closer. The opportunity is the King of Swords. The opportunity is strategy, being wise, long game, having the patience. Yeah. Okay, so for the connection, we have the World. So this transformation helped close out a cycle. The Star. So that is healing, and that is wishes granted. And we've got this with the masculine. He's faced about having to make a decision, a very emotionally decision about a high-level soulmate. And she's being given an opportunity. But I feel like this is ultimately what both do want. Okay. We're moving to the Three of Wands. So this is about the expectations. This is I feel like I feel like you feel this, that no matter what you may have been seeing and hearing, there's something in you that just kind of knows that this is going to come together, that this is like, I think the reason why the feminine has been able to be as detached as she has, to be able to let the masculine just work through whatever he's doing, is because she has this knowing. She already just kind of knows. She trusts. Okay, so the opportunity is strength. You can overcome. You can overcome. You've got the strength, the willpower. Okay, so the potential outcome is the Moon, the Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Moon it's still a little bit of fear and things holding you back. The Moon, I still think that there's still some fear about how do we make this work? Because I think it's coming back to that the Empress has had so much responsibility. She's carried so much responsibility. So there's fear. Like, I don't know how. I don't know how to balance this. I don't know how, like, to get out of the one to start the next, or to, I just don't know how. I mean, I think this is just what I get out of this. I don't know how. Like, I mean, I literally just, with just even the way his hands are, I have no idea how to bring in this new life, this new beginning. So I think that just like right now, I think that there's just not been enough physical to be able to fully for the feminine to be able to fully trust to release these burdens. Because I think that that's part of the holdup, is that the feminine just doesn't know how to release the burdens, that I mean, because it's the responsibilities are real, and it's just like, well, if I don't do it, who's going to? Like they still have to happen. These things still have to, like, so that's where we need to look at. I think that's where we need to look at, is how can we overcome? How can we use the strength energy to help overcome this fear? All right. We have the Eight of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Four of Wands. So the Eight of Wands is about communication. I mean, just like a lot of communication though. Like there's got to be a lot of communication. A lot of communication about I don't want to miss the opportunity. I don't want to keep like this is where we've been. Like, I mean, and I even see like in this situation, I even can see that this is where the masculine is, and I can see, the feminine. And let's like don't get attached to the genders in that. That can be there's just masculine, feminine energy. But I see that the masculine is just almost in this, you know, an acceptance of I'm just never gonna have it. Just never gonna have it. It's just I just all I have is these empty cups. And the feminine has just been sitting here the whole time, just like I'm here, I'm here. So I think that there just needs to be some communication about this. Like, how do we get here? Like how do we bring the communication though? Because I mean, to me, until he gets out of his head, because that's what the holdup of this whole card is this person right here who is so focused on what's missing that they don't even see that that opportunity is there. So, is there anything we can do to help that? We have the Five of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. The Five of Wands in this deck, I always see this as getting into alignment with the right people. In most decks, it's talking about conflict, and I think that that's the way that we can, reduce conflict is by being aligned with the right people. And then the Queen of Pentacles is it's compassion. It's about having pride in what you've been able to accomplish. So, I mean, like knowing your worth too. Um, and then the Four of Pentacles, it's your mindset. And so I've mentioned this a few times, and I just think that this is a big thing this week. I think it just has to be connected with that conjunction, that big conjunction that we're having, is that you will manifest out of whatever your vibration is at that time. And your vibration isn't just think happy thoughts. That's not how that works. It is the majority of the time, how are you moving? Like, and what energy are you moving? What is your majority energy when you're not even thinking about it? That's your vibration. So, like when I was talking earlier about the um when someone got hit with the ball and the anger came out because that was the vibration. Like that's what I feel like that's a really big message just out of um, both of the readings that I've done so far today is that we're manifesting out of our vibration. And that if we want to change that, then we've got to start looking in that internal subconscious, those deep wounds that are the limiting beliefs that have been holding us back. We've got to face the shadows. We've got to face the fears. Okay. So what does this situation look like in 1 week? We have the Five of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Four of Swords. So the Five of Pentacles is It's feeling left out in the cold, but there is help available. You just have to ask for it. So, like when you are feeling like your back is against the wall, that's the moment that you have to realize that you do have help available, but you have to ask for it. And the help that I'm getting is like one, it's connected with the high priestess, is trusting your intuition. Your intuition, you can just check in, just like, why am I feeling this certain feeling? What is the importance of, this situation? That what is the lesson that I'm supposed to, like, you're checking in with your intuition. And it's the healing. I mean, so I feel like that's what's getting healed. And we've had the Chiron energy being in play as well, which is that deep healing too. So I do feel like that's really what is getting worked on. Being able to trust ourselves, rehealing the connection to our guidance, our spiritual guidance. Okay, so what is our best move forward? We have the Chariot, the Fool, and the Five of Cups. The Chariot is this is your ability to succeed, but like being able to move things in the direction that you want them to go. Like, but that's something that like you have to do that. It like you're gonna have to kind of maneuver. Maneuver, that's the word that I'm looking for. Um, and take a leap of faith, trust, trust. And the Five of Cups is it's accepting things for where they're at. Letting go of old storylines, needing it to be a certain way, just understanding it can't be a certain way. There's some things that you just can't go back from. Um, I just think that you need to just trust. I think you need to trust this next stage, even though it's not what you thought that it was going to be. I think you need to trust the movement. I just feel like there's just, okay, so there's an opportunity here. We came all the way back down to here. For the feminine, there's an opportunity coming in for the feminine. I just feel it's just so connected to that April 20th energy of that conjunction. I think that's the thing that you are going to have to trust, because that's what is bringing in the emotional fulfillment as well. All right, so I'm going to close this out with pulling a card from the Art of Manifestation Oracle to just see what guidance we have for bringing in our manifestations. And then I will be doing an extended where I'm going to pull cards for each of the zodiacs. So depending on who you're dealing with, who your counterpart is, I'll just get a little 3-card pull. And I will also pull from, I've got a new deck called What Are They Thinking? This is actually a deck that Elizabeth, one of the Soulful Revolution readers and one of the Spiritual View readers as well has created. And so on Wednesday, she does the What Are They Thinking Wednesdays. So I'll pull a card from that in the extended and pull a little 3-card spread for each of the zodiac signs. If you are interested, you can find that information down in the description box below. All right, so to close this out, what can we do right now to help bring in our manifestations? Walk away. Walk away. Walk away from the situation. When we face a challenging or unhealthy situation, it can be hard to let go and move on. Sometimes we stay in hope that someone else will change, or perhaps we are so fearful of the unknown that we remain in the safety of the known and yet toxic situation. This card validates your entitlement to leave. And so I actually just connected it right back to these cards right here. The energy that the feminine has been sitting in. I mean, that is very toxic energy to be just look at. I mean, my goodness, look. She could be sitting here, but instead, this is how she is struggling through life right now. And so, it's time for her to make this decision to choose her joy. All right. So we'll stop there. All right. Again, I am going to be doing the extended, I'll be pulling cards for each of the zodiac signs. You can find that information down in the description box below. If you're interested in a private reading, that information is down in the description box. And if you have found value in this video, I would appreciate it if you would like, share, subscribe, all the things that helps tell the algorithm to keep pushing this out to more people, and it helps to grow this channel, and we greatly appreciate it. I also want to let you guys know that we will be doing our next collaboration event on April 19th, and we're going to be talking about tower moments, tower moment energy. We're going to be talking about how to manage when change and transitions come into your life. All right, so I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.